The sky is full of clouds, so I decided to go earlier today because sunbathing isn't kinda impossible now, but I don't really decide where I want to go, just like as always. Another tree became yellow as I see. More and more of them every day, as I notice. But the red one was most adorable, I'm sure. So maybe I can go to the sea, to the seaside. I had that kind of idea. Yeah, maybe I really should do it. That kind of idea is very appeal to me today. So maybe I'm sure I should really go there. But I'm afraid that the wind can be so hot, can be so high there. It's even now very rapid, but I really don't know. Maybe I will stop some closer to the home, because the wind is a real problem today, as I see. But the problem is that it's almost every day windy, so not to go somewhere because of it is not the kind of good decision or something like that. Yeah. So I will definitely go there, not look into the clouds and stuff like that, because forecast says that there will not be rain today. The weather will be dry for a whole day, and that's the good sign, I'm sure. I think I can also allow for an idea to see the stadium near the seaside. It would be a very good addition for a trip, I'm sure, for a trip to the seaside. But the way is very far. It's even an hour, more than an hour to go there, in that kind of weather, of course. But why not? 1 hour is not so much, actually. The balcony is covered by plastering now, as I see. They are really repairing that house so fast. Very rapid work. Very good job, I'm sure. Maybe they want to open it till some date or something like that. Because they are doing it that extremely fast, that repairing of this house. As I see, because I see that house almost every day, and there always changes every day in it. It's so good, I think. Very good company that's doing this. Maybe not good, maybe diligent. Yeah, diligent is the right word for that, to explain it, I think. That street is always crowded, like it's crowded like it's always. I'm so happy to use a bicycle because I'm allowed to use a pedestrian road that is always free here. It's so convenient for me, but not for vehicles. After 15 minutes outside, I noticed that the weather became to its usual state, returned to its usual cold state. And it's all because of the wind. The wind, because even the sun is shining sometimes, but it feels much colder than yesterday, because the wind is blowing. That's the main factor of the cold weather today. The main one. But yesterday and the day before were the two pleasant exceptions of the weather, because in that time of the year it can't be so good, so hot in the late September. But the forecast says that this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, will be sunny and 16 degrees, and with 16 degrees temperature. I really hope so, but I'm not sure. I think that the wind will be strong during that days, but maybe not. Just see it in the future. It's very hard to forecast the weather properly, actually. We don't know what will be going next. What will be going, not even today, not even tomorrow, but not even that evening. It's kind of impossible to forecast that, unfortunately. I see the dark clouds ahead. I hope that it is not rain there in that area. I really hope about it, because I want that day to be absolutely dry. Maybe without sun, but without the rain either. It's so strange to see that all flower gardens in the city, almost all of them, are still blooming, like it's August or July. It's very strange because almost all trees are yellow now. They're starting to become yellow. But the flower gardens, artificial one, are continue to bloom. It's very strange, but it's very pleasant to see it. Very nice, even in that time of year. So I finally reached the part of a street with a bus line. It's absolutely for me. Only I am here because there are the lack of buses in that direction. One of the most convenient parts of the way to the north part. One of the most convenient one, because that street is especially for me. Somebody sold in a horse, as I can see, a little one. So I don't know how to say it, charmful looking when people in the city are owning their own horses and even ride them sometimes. So I don't know how to say unusual to see, but it's actually a very usual picture, especially for the summertime, especially for it. They, as I know, prefer that kind of lanes that are allowed to drive only for buses that I'm driving on, because they are empty and free always. Very convenient to ride the horse here. The horse, a bicycle, and something like that. Something slow. I see the bus behind the first one. Very rare picture to see it. But it's only a single one here, so the rest road is still mine. Absolutely mine. I see that some road, it's a house construction. Yeah. Another house construction. There's so much of them. Even more than it was in summer. It became more and more houses that are under reconstruction or renovation somehow. And so I finally reached the city center, as I can see. And the flower garden is still blooming here, but it's weak, very weak. Comparing to the summer one, I think it really will die till the end of this week, or maybe till the middle of the next week. I'm sure. That square is crowded as always, by tourists especially, as I can see. It's always crowded, even in summer, even in winter somehow. Very popular place among foreigners, not foreigners, about tourists in general. I see. Maybe they want to take a photo here, near that church, or that statue. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the reason. Or maybe they just live in some of these hotels and just walking around it. Yeah, maybe it's also possible. That building is also a hotel. Almost half of the old buildings in that area are hotels. So I think that the population, the density of tourists in that area is very high. Very. That car is still standing here, just like it's always. I'm not sure that somebody is really driving it ever. I think it's just standing here forever. Just like, I don't know, sightseeing attraction. And something like that. Maybe it's sightseeing attraction for tourists, or just the owner of the restaurant near that car owns it, and just to attract attention of the people that are walking near that, to make more visitors to his restaurant. Maybe that's the reason. The next I reached the square, so it means that I'm on almost halfway to my destination, to my final destination. The sun is shining, as I can see, from that hole in this kind of giant hole in the cloud, actually. Very giant hole. Maybe I can just make a little stop inside the palace. Maybe it's a good idea, but no. I think that I have to go further, just to go ahead, because I wanted to see the sea today. In the seaside on the beach, so I would finally sit there, because I think, wow, the sky is so clear in that area, because in that area it's almost gray. A very positive sign, I think. Maybe when I reach the sea, the sun will still shine like it's shining now. I hope so. I expected the wind to be more intensive, something like that, more intensive. Oh, I see the Divo tower ahead. It's so tall actually. Maybe I can see that how it sparkles with lights at night. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I forgot that I wanted to cross that bridge on foot, not by bicycle. So I had the next bridge ahead. Maybe I can cross it, but it's less scenic than that bridge behind. But that's not a problem actually. On that sunny day, it's just pleasant to go through bridge. Very fresh, very refreshing, or how to say it, mood when you go through it. So windy on the second bridge that I almost lost my cap. It was so, I don't know, so strange, because the first bridge was very calm and the second one was not so calm. Oh, what a modern part in the historical, in the old style buildings. So cute, I think. So I completed more than half of my trip, of my way, of my path to the sea, and it means that I'm now came into the area that is less populated, with less density of cars than it was in the previous one. So it would be much more comfortable to ride through it. Much more comfortable. It's also a very scenic one. That road is also one way, so I can move on the left side. It's very unusual, but I have to turn right actually. Turn right there and go straight to the bridge, to the next island. But it's very cool that that road, especially that road, is very not popular among drivers. It's very empty always. It was like that in summer, and it's like that now, I'm sure. Because the last time I was here was really summer, somewhere in July, maybe in August, something like that. That house with columns looks like a palace, but I'm sure that it's just a living house, just a typical residential living house, but with that, how to say it, with that rich facade, with that rich exterior of it, somehow. And the high density of the houses with that type of facades, type of rich facade. Here's the street lights. I thought that there's no one. Okay, but it's green, so I can move forward. Yeah, it's so empty here. I so like that street. Like it so much. I'm living in the south side of the city, so I visit right into that northern parts here that I'm actually right now. Very seldom, because I don't have to. But it's very pleasant here, actually. But it's too far from me. Too far. 40 minutes to go to that destination from my home. It's kind of very far. And I don't actually need to, because city center is much more comfortable to spend time. Much more convenient to do it. So I often use city center instead of that place. It's also very quiet here. That place is also can be considered as a quiet part of the city center. That there is much comfortable to live in than in the actual city center. There is much. Oh, that house is also under reconstruction. So interesting, because almost all of them was not. I thought that it's inhabited, it's ruined or something like that. But it's very pleasant to see that it's repairing, under repair somehow. So this part of the city is much comfortable to live to than the actual city center, because it's so quiet here, and it's not so far from the actual city center. It's much comfortable to work or to recreate in bars and restaurants and something like that. There are no crowds of people here, but it's actually a city center. Actually, formally a city center, but informally, I don't think that I don't consider it to be a city center, because I don't know, it's so quiet here. Looks really like a residential area. So I see the modern houses ahead. It means that the next island is here. The next island is close, actually ahead on the road, in the end of this road. That building especially I consider to be one of the most stylish ones, one of the most stylish modern buildings in this city. Maybe because of its, I don't know, environment, because it's all in stones. Maybe because of its glass, but almost every modern house is glass. Maybe because of the bridge ahead, yeah. Maybe because of the bridge ahead. It looks like so futuristic and somehow, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, some futuristic, like a spaceship. Like a spaceship, yeah. Like a giant spaceship standing here. Yeah, this bridge is very futuristic in my point of view. Looks like, I don't know, from like a postcard, something like that. And also that bridge ahead. But that giant bridge is for vehicles only. And that is allowed for pedestrians and bicycles, like me. So I also decided to cross it on foot. Why not? It's very pleasant to cross bridges on foot somehow. I don't know, it's kind of like my little hobby. Because the views from it is very scenic in some point of view. There would be a pub behind giant park near the stadium. Behind, not behind, ahead. Maybe I can sit in it, or maybe not. Some private yachts swimming here, so unusual. Very strange area actually. For filthy riches maybe. Yeah, maybe for filthy rich persons. We even have a parking for the yachts here, for their boats in the city center. So glamorous, fabulous, or something like that. By the way, the bridge was built in 2009, as the sign said, so it can be considered to be a very new area, very new residential area, especially that modern houses, I'm sure. I think that they are 5 years old or something like that, yeah. Not more than 5 years old, I think. Maybe there are some old houses, but they are very rare here. Very rare. There was nothing actually 10 years ago. Just nothing. Just a giant park and nothing more. It's some sport. Yeah, some sport institution somewhere, and that's all. Residential houses here was actually private one. The little one, but not that big. So it's a modern tendency, I'm sure. I see the bicycle line here. There were no one this summer. Wow, it's so convenient. So, but well, maybe it's just because it's a big recreation area with the park. Maybe because of that there are so many bicycle lanes. Yeah, I think that's the reason. And as I can see, there are the same trees as are growing in my country yard. The same one, the violet one and the light green one. Maybe it's really a modern fashion to plant that kind of trees, I'm sure. Another house is under construction, I see. The local subway station looks so strange. It looks like a concept of the subway station, not like a real one. I don't know why. Looks like, I don't know, very unusual for a real subway station. So I finally reached the amusement park. Whoa, so a giant flower garden here. I finally reached the amusement park, and it means that the stadium is somewhere ahead. Yeah, I see it. And it means that my destination, the sea, is also somewhere ahead. There are also what I wanted to see. I forget it. About the orange trees. Yeah, there are a high density of orange trees in that park somehow, and a high density of flowers here. Very strange to see both flowers and orange trees. Very strange, just like the mix of the summer and the mix of the summer and the autumn. Maybe I can stay here for some minutes, for 10 minutes or for 20 minutes. But I think that the better choice is to go straight to the beach and then on the way back home sit here, yeah, somewhere in this park. See that there is nobody in the amusement park somehow. Maybe because it's cold today, or it's maybe because it's the Friday, the middle of the week, because it's much more populated in summer, much more, especially that alley, that road was full of people, was crowded. But today maybe because it's only morning hours, yeah, I think that not so much people intend to go there in the morning. That may be the reason. And the leaves, they are almost, that road is almost golden behind, not behind, in the bottom of them. But the trees generally are green somehow, and they are, despite of it, a lot of trees lying. I'm starting to feel slumber like yesterday, so I need to just go to the sea and just sit for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. It's a good choice, I'm sure. And the fountain is still turned on like it's summer time. Maybe I can spend some time on that bench or some of them on the way back home. Yeah, it's a very good idea. It's kind of appeal to me, I'm sure. And I'm sure that the sun will be more shiny when I came there. I hope so. And so I finally reached the stadium. So it means that there's I even see the skyscraper ahead that's located on the beach. I wonder if the bridge is open right now, the beach to the sea park. It would be very bad if it's closed like it was in the early summer. Sometimes it's so empty here, so empty, and there is no wind actually. I remember that there was a very high, very intense wind the last time I came here. It was in summer. It was like a storm, maybe. Yeah, maybe a storm. But today is very calm, and I hope that it will be sunny like now, and without wind on the beach. Because I want to spend the 2 hours with comfort. But without suffer. Yeah, the stadium is giant, very giant, and very empty here. So the entrance to the bridges, I remember, is somewhere ahead. So I will go to that side. It's so empty here now. The stadium gate looks so shiny, especially that fences, grey fences, very modern, very futuristic one. It was still under construction there in the early summers, I remember, but now it's fully open, as I can see, and I can see that I thought that it's closed, but it's just so much fences that they look like a single one, but there's actually the hole in it, so I can go through it. I can't find the bridge. To the entrance of the bridge, as I can see, the vehicle road is still under construction, but the pedestrian is opened like it was before. It looks even better from that point of view, with the sun on the top of it. Very futuristic, like a UFO, yeah, like a flying object. So strange, so cool. That road is opened for vehicles, as I can see, but it's isolated somehow from the other world. Maybe it's closed, maybe because it is a stadium. I don't know. There should be a reason for it. Actually, the whole area looks futuristic, not the stadium. Even the houses, even the bridges there, just like an area from the future, very modern, high-tech or something like that. Everything here looks so new and so clean. So really like a postcard. Even the bicycle lanes here. There's even an isolated bicycle lane here. Isolated bicycle lane like a highway on that bridge. So modern. I don't know where else can I find the isolated bicycle lane in the city? Maybe nowhere. You just paint it on the common road, and that's all you can find in the city. Bicycle lanes are actually a very rare one there. But the bridge is so futuristic, so I don't know, like from the postcard, yeah, from the postcard in some case. Well, it's my destination. I finally can see the sea from there. That's what I'm looking for today. But I will go to the beach near the skyscraper. It was a very good choice. It very appeals to me. Also, the problem is that it smells the petroleum here. It smells like a petroleum here. Very high, very intensive smell. Because it's highway, maybe. It smells so much. It's not comfortable to live near this road, especially in that house. And it's very noisy. That highway is very noisy. I don't know how people live there actually, but they have a view to the sea, to the seaside. Maybe that plus. Maybe because of that plus they live here. Decided to buy an apartment in these modern houses. The whole area looks very futuristic, given that everything here is very futuristic. The roads, the constructions, the skyscrapers, it's great. Very unusual to see it in the future. So, and there is the movie I'm heading to now, in the park near it. I wonder if the fountain is operating there. From that point of view, I think that dome, the giant green dome, like a space station, maybe because and that skyscraper looked like a giant rocket somehow. I don't know, from that bridge. So high temple. I don't know. I was here in the late how to say it, in the late June. And was very shocked of it because the time the bridge very gorgeous, very cool. So good place. And even the houses are all glassed, almost all of them glassed, covered with glass, so it also makes the district very unusual, very futuristic compared to the historical city center. It looks like very, very modern, very like from the postcard, as I repeating for the fourth time or for the fifth time here. So good. But somehow the road for vehicles is closed, is still closed. I don't know why. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's opening only during the matches on the stadium or something like that. That place is supposed to be a summer resort, I think, yeah, summer resort. It was very crowded in June and July, very crowded. But now it's absolutely empty, so empty. Even it looks like even creepy in some way. The skyscrapers is actually seen from the half of the city, from all the city center and the northern part. I wonder how tall is it, how giant is it? But it's located far away from the city, far away. Even the helicopters are flying there. So interesting. I have to find a bench and to look at the seaside. I'm sure. Maybe I can go through the sands. Yeah, maybe I can go through the sands or sit near the fountain ahead. The fountain ahead. I don't really know yet. Yeah, that fountain near the column, somehow it's still operating now. Kinda good. That column looks so big, so pretty. I don't know, between two glassed houses. But my destination is the sands. Yeah, I think I should start with the sands. Now I should find the it's the stairs. Okay. I used to come here daily in June and early July when my local beach was closed. Daily. It was kind of crowded here that time. Even the volleyball players were here always. There and on that field, yeah. but it's now so empty. So cool. Yeah, it's a very good time to spend here to see the sea. But I'm afraid that the rain can start now. But I hope that no. Somehow the level of the water is kinda lower than it was. The water level was somewhere here, yeah. Near the slope, or how to say it. Somewhere here it was. Well, let's find a seat. Maybe I can find a bench. Maybe I can sit on the stairs. Or just on the sand. I don't really know yet. Somewhere, yeah, I think I will stay somewhere here. Good idea. Or maybe not. Maybe just right near the water. Yeah, right near the water will be the better one. The better decision to do. There is the former water level here. Somehow the sand is white there, and there is brown or orange. I don't know really what that color is. Somehow it gets much more lower that time of year. That will be a perfect place to sit for now. Yeah. And to look just ahead. That's the award for my 1 hour trip there. Kinda good award, I think so. I'm sure about it. I think I can try to zoom to see what is in this area. I see only the houses and the bridges and some boats. Yeah, some boats and nothing more. Yeah, I think it's kinda normal scenery, kinda normal picture to see the city from that side. Just the houses and the boats and nothing more. Actually. Just like yesterday. Kinda sleep. I don't know how. Maybe I should sleep more time. Maybe I should sleep more or much time. Maybe I should sleep much time at night. Not to feel so slumber during the day. Yeah. And the rain didn't start. It's very pleasant. So, but now I will head back home. It's the only one choice for now. Yeah, it was a very good decision to come here today. Very good decision. Another helicopter flying, I see. Maybe I can go deeper in the park, just to see what's inside. Maybe spend some time in there. Yeah, like I wanted before. To spend some time here and then spend some time near the fountain in that park. Near the stadium, yeah. It's kinda a good choice, I'm sure. So I have to find an entrance into it. There, here it is. The road, the left, on the left. But there is actually nothing special here, just a plain marine park. Just a plain marine park with a view, with some futuristic views. And nothing more. So I think I'll just go straight to the fountain that I wanted to go first. And that's all. I'm not going to stay here because even 2.5 hours on the beach were enough for today, for that place. Absolutely enough. But there are so many yellow bushes in that area. That one especially, and I see the orange tree. Orange trees are the most adorable, the most beautiful in this time of year, I'm sure. That one and that one, especially that one, yeah. That one is one of the most prettiest here. Maybe I can look closer. Here it is, just like a flame amid the greenery around. So cute. The wind started to blow so intensively somehow. It will be kinda hard to cross that bridge again. To cross that bridge back. But I have no choice, especially that's the only one way back home here. I wonder how will it look like during the night when the lamps will be turned on, because I have never seen that place during the evening or night, even in the morning or during the day like now. Somehow kind of strange. Maybe I have to visit this place in winter. Maybe. The wind has really become stronger and stronger. It's really hard to cross that bridge as I expected, because it's blowing really fast, really rapid in that area near the sea. But it will be much calmer inside the city, I'm sure. I want to go down from that bridge rapidly. I very like to go down the bridges. It's possible to gain a very high speed there. I almost lost my cap again, because the wind is more intensive when the speed is rapid. Yeah, but I didn't lost it actually. So now I'm going to head to the fountain as I wanted at first. Yeah, to the fountain. The lanterns here, the lanterns here are very glamorous, just like in the city center. But it's in a deep outskirt, as I know, as I consider it to be. It's very rare to see the, how to say it, not just typical lantern outside the city center. Very rare to see, but they look kind of pretty, kind of stylish, I can say. It's so empty and quiet now here near the stadium. Absolutely quiet. Almost nobody walking around here now. Because there is no match, I think. Yeah, that's the reason. The area is lively only during some contests in the stadium. Only during some contents. Yeah, that word. But the else time it's absolutely empty. Nobody is visiting it. There's no reason to visit that place without some match on the stadium, I'm sure. The two yellow trees look like the gates to the park, because they are both yellow and the others are green somehow. Looks so cute, so pretty. Grass has also been mowed here, so it seems like a July day somehow for me. That smell, that specific smell of a mowed grass, looks like smells like summer for me. I don't know why. There are two temporary fences near the fountain. Why are they standing here? I wonder. But maybe there is a reason for it, I'm sure. And so I finally reached the fountain, and I intend to spend here some time on that bench. Yeah. Actually on that bench. Perfect. Absolutely. I also hear the chain is creaking, squeaking, creaking, yeah, making sounds. I think it's time to oil it at home, yeah. Time has come to do it. Half an hour will be enough for that place, for this place. 40 minutes actually. So now I'm going ahead, yeah. Going ahead. I think it was my last stop, because I think it's going to start to rain, but it's going to rain even 3 hours ago. It was kinda a little bit raining, but actually not. Actually, I think that rain is not going to actually start, or how to say, to begin. Yeah. Actually not. It's not going to begin, I'm sure. So many birdhouses, or how to call it, actually on the trees. Look so adorable. Very pretty. It was a mistake to say that it is not going to rain, because it's actually raining now. But actually now, it's so bad. I have to go home faster. Of course, I have a rain suit in my bag, but it's much more comfortable to go without it, to ride without the rain on the bicycle in the dry weather. Yeah, the station is really looks strange. Something between high-tech and ancient Roman ruins. Yeah, something between them. But I think it is generally kind of convenient to live near the giant park. Very good place to live, I think, and it's near city center. Very convenient location. It's also convenient that the bicycle lanes are here. Very convenient, but it's not convenient that the rain is going to intensify. Not convenient. I see that that house is being covered by tiles now. Been covered. It almost everywhere covered by tiles, but it was just the walls without even windows in June. Yeah, that area improving very fast, as I noticed, very fast. Everywhere is construction works, everywhere. But it's a good sign, I think. The area should be developed, I'm sure, near that giant park. It's very pleasant that it became more and more developed and pretty to be in here. But there's still so much empty land, like it was before in the past. So much empty land, but it's much more and more rare picture to see the empty land here in 2017. So I have finally reached the bridge. It's just like a portal between the futuristic city, the modern futuristic city behind me, and the old city ahead. Just like a portal between them. That house, it looks just like a spaceship standing on columns. Very cool. One of my most favorite modern architecture houses, modern houses in the city. Looks looks great, very great. Yeah. And it's also the last modern one, because there starts the old, because ahead of it are only old houses only old houses, quite city center district starts. And the lack of cars are also a very positive point of that area. Almost none of them. Very convenient to move. I also like so much that a lot of houses here are under reconstruction since that autumn, because they were not they look like ruined, inhabited in summer, but nowadays they are going to be renovated. It's a very positive thing, I'm sure. Especially that one. It can look very gorgeous, like a spaceship, I don't know. Like a spaceship. If it would be renovated, actually. Far and ahead, the street became much narrow, much narrow, and less straight. Yeah, less straight and much narrow. See that even the house with giant painting is under renovation now somehow. With that giant painting, maybe they are going to repaint it or to renew it. Yeah, maybe they decided to renew the whole painting, or maybe they decided to renew the whole house painting. Yeah, I think that the second one is correct. I see another matte bus stop. Yeah, I think it's a new model like that with matte glasses. With matte glasses, because in the past almost all of them were with transparent glasses. But maybe nowadays it was decided to make it transparent. I don't know why. Maybe it's a new kind of fashion somehow. House renovation is undoubtedly a good thing for that area, because old houses look very good when they are repainted or renewed like that, for example, and kinda shabby then they are not renovated for a long time, because in that moistures, in that wet climate with all precipitations, houses became shabby very fast. The street became even more narrow now. It's even one line for me and the bus behind. Yeah. There I will use the parallel one-way street on the way back home. It's very convenient to have one-way streets, especially with the bus lanes in it, where I'm riding now. I don't know, somehow that car was riding on the bus lane, but maybe he was mistaken or something like that. But it's very convenient that there are so much bus lanes in that area. So convenient to move. But actually almost all houses in that area buildings in that area looks repaired. They looks kind of fresh. Only some of them still look not fresh in the outskirts of the street for some reason. But I think it's all because of the climate, because houses became to be dirty and something like that very, very fast here. Very, very fast, because it's very wet. Very wet. And the paint became to degrade, how to say it, to look like not new for some reason. I wish the second stadium actually, the second one. But it's the little one. That one is much bigger than this, because that one is newer one, and this one is the older one, actually. And the flowers are still blooming here, so pretty to see them blooming in the late September. Very, very, very adorable. Yeah, adorable. But I can say that one is going to die till the end of last week, because even now looks so weak. But it's the destiny of it to die, because it's kind of cold right now. Flowers are destined to die in autumn, in winter, actually, unfortunately. So there's nothing to do here, or how to say it. I think something different. Yeah, some phrase should be there. Whoa, it's still sunny, I see, and the rain is going to end. So good for me especially. And here is the old style bus stop with transparent windows with an advertisement billboard in it. The old one, yeah. So I finally reached the bridges. So it means that I'm in the city center, and it's not so far away from my home now. Very good. It was a very pleasant day to spend it on the seaside. It was a very good choice to do it there. I decided to cross it by foot, like I always do, like I always like to do. It's so empty on that side somehow. Nobody is here. Everybody is on the left side, because it's more convenient to cross it for the pedestrians there, not here. Much more convenient. But for me, for bicyclists, I would better do it here, I'm sure. Or a boat. But it's empty, because the tourist season ended. So in the boat, the touristic boats are also empty, like they should be that time in that season. I see the dome here is also under renovation, reconstruction, under repairing works. Everything is under repair somehow. Almost all the embankment. One house is under repairing, 2, 3, and the 4th one. It's kind of strange, but it's kind of positive thing that all of them are renovating now. Kind of positive thing, I'm sure. So empty here now. So convenient to move there. So pleasant, yeah. I have to find more synonyms of pleasant. Something like, I don't know, nice maybe. Something like that. Have to see it in the dictionary later, of course. As for the second bridge, I also want to cross it. I wanted to cross it on foot, but I'm still riding on it. Well, okay, I'll just ride on it. But it's also very pleasant to ride on the pedestrian side with a slow pace. Yeah, very scenery, especially that view. And also one road, not road, boat. Yeah, another boat, but it's also empty, as I can see. But unfortunately this section is crowded as always, so it's absolutely not comfortable to move through it. Well, but I have no choice actually. I also intend to stay in that alley, in that, I don't know how to say it, park, mini garden, yeah. To stay here, to sit here on some of these benches. But they're very good, I don't know, very good rest on this long trip. Yeah, it would be a very convenient rest somewhere near the fountain ahead, I'm sure. Or maybe I can spend the time near that pictures. It's like a gallery, mobile gallery there. Yeah, I can spend time near that. But I would better choose the fountain one. Somewhere, yeah, somewhere with that view. And on that side, yeah. On the benches in that square, some of them. Especially that one will be good. Yeah. Absolutely appropriate place with a perfect view here and there. 20 minutes was enough for that place, for this place, or for that place, yeah. I'm not there actually now. I found some synonyms of the pleasant word. Oh, it's possible to say cuddly, sweet, least, and I just forgot about them. Yeah, I have to repeat them more properly. But sweet and cuddly, I remember only two of them, but there were more, far more of them. Sweet, some sweet weather, some cuddly. Looks kinda old style, I don't know, kinda strange actually, but well. I also recalled enjoyable and pleased words. Now I know 4 of them. Enjoyable, pleased, sweet and cuddly. So I have finally reached the church. It means that it's absolutely close. Maybe not so close, but not so far from my home. It's a straight road. Almost straight road to it. Very convenient. I also like this crossing because the lights are all green for all pedestrians, and it's possible to cross it by diagonal, or how to say it. Yeah, something like that. Very convenient for a bicycle like me. Very rapidly I can do it. Much more faster than cars do. Yeah, it's very useful that I can just reach my home using only one road. Only one road here. Just go straight and turn right in the end of it. Very useful street for me. But it's very narrow. It's not so comfortable to move there, especially in dead hours. I noticed that it's starting to rain somehow. The rain should wait another 15 minutes, I'm sure. It's too early. I even didn't reach my home yet. There was a big flower pot or flower jar, how to say it correctly. Flower pot here. But it's it's nothing here now. I think it's dead. I think it's dead yet, but that one on that side of the street are still alive. So unusual actually. So the white part of the street started after the bridge. So it would be much more convenient to move there than it was. Much more convenient. 4 lines. So many of them. But actually soon it was a turn right. After that the little narrow street starts without any cars here. So the quiet city center starts here. Starts or begins, how to say it. I don't actually know. No, I maybe know, but I don't know how to say it correct. That's the case. There were also some flower jars, flower pots, not far ago, but they're gone, unfortunately. The traffic jam is still here. It's so inconvenient to move on the street by a car. Absolutely inconvenient, I'm sure. I don't know, they are even slower than the pedestrians, even slower. Now they are moving as I can notice, but usually they are just standing because the lights are always red. Crossing lights are always red here, almost always. Till the end of the street they are even now moving. No, they're actually moving, but very slowly. I'm very happy that it's approved for bicycles to use the pedestrian sides. Very happy because the pedestrian side here is much larger when the part of road for vehicles. Yeah, and the sun is shining again. It's so cool actually. I'm also going to buy some snacks today, some snacks and cola maybe some ice cream, I'm not sure yet actually, in the shop that is located ahead on this street. Yeah, and the street also became 2 lanes, how to say it, two-way street, not one way, two-way street. Became to be the two-way street, yeah, double-sided or something like that, yeah. So now I'm able to ride with cars, not with pedestrians, because it's much more convenient here, especially on that section. But there is also a wide empty pavement or maybe footpath, something like that. Yeah, pavement, I think that pavement is the correct one. So I would better move on it, because it's absolutely empty, just like only for me. Yeah, I like that type of roads with empty pavements and, how to say it, with empty space, with enough space for me to move, without some dense traffic on it. Something hilarious happened here, I'm sure. Something very terrible, maybe. But I finally reached my destination, so it's time to find a parking for my bicycle and to choose something delicious. At first I will get a cola, I think, yeah, for today. Kinda proper choice. And at second I will get some snacks, maybe that, yeah. I prefer that one, that taste. And maybe the popcorn, yeah. That will be enough for today. Maybe I can choose an ice cream. Or maybe not. I'm not sure that there is a taste that I want to eat. It's a very rare one, actually. Yeah, there is no other taste that I wanted to eat. Finally, so I think that's all for today. Absolutely enough. Ah, yeah, here it is. Here it is. And the ice cream. That's an addition. It's very rare to see that type of ice cream actually. Very rare. I also want to take some magazine with advertisement. Maybe to read it before. Or maybe not, I don't really know. It would be a very proper lunch before the dinner actually. Very proper lunch. I'm sure about it. I highly appreciate the decision to spend that day on the seashore. Highly appreciate it. It was a very smart one because the weather was not that bad as I expected. There is almost no wind, and it's almost no rain. Yeah, I can say that it's literally were no rain today. Maybe a little bit on the way back, on the way back home, when I started my way back home. You know, that futuristic bridge and nothing more. So now I'm going to watch some movie. Yeah, maybe to watch a movie, to have that with that meal and to do something. Very good decision, I see. Very pleasant day. I've, how to say it, highly like it. Well, yes, highly like it.